Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharini. My salutations to Swami Vivekananda, who is best among the monks, who has descended on this earth to redeem the sufferings of the mankind, and who is existence, awareness, bliss absolute in his form. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, sorry, I've got a bit bad throat. You may have to bear with me. As you all know, wish you a happy new year 2026. So we had 3 weeks of holiday in the December, and of course I had been to India. As a result, 2 or 3 more weeks I couldn't take. So from mid-November to December end, we didn't had any Saturday classes. So from today onwards, we are resuming it. But again, I fear next week I'm traveling to Scotland, Edinburgh. Then the follow week, again I'll be traveling to Cork to celebrate Swami Vivekananda celebrations in our Vedanta Center, Cork. So again, after this, 2 more weeks we'll not have. Then afterwards, I think we'll have regularly Saturday classes. So I didn't take the Patanjali Yoga Sutra class today because since there will be no continuity for few more weeks. Today is an interesting and important topic: harmony of yogas. Harmony of yogas is very important for a spiritual aspirant. When we ask harmony of yogas, the first question can come for all of us, might come, is what is yoga? Yoga is yogasanas? No, it is not just exercises, physical exercises. Yoga is a path which takes us to the ultimate goal. Okay? So, what is the ultimate goal? So, according to the paths which we take, or according to the philosophy, either it is the union of individual self with the Supreme Self, or it is the removal of ignorance. I'm the body and mind. Removal of that ignorance and understanding and experiencing that I am that indestructible, eternal self. And from Sankhya Raja Yoga point of view, it is that is the cognitive separation between the Purusha and the Prakriti. That is between the self and the primordial nature, between consciousness and the material things. This is basically, in the gist, we can say it is nothing but freedom. So, what is the ultimate reality? Because every yoga is a path to reach the ultimate reality. And what is that ultimate reality? It is nothing but freedom. And with respect to harmony of yogas, Swami Vivekananda gives a beautiful his view. The grandest idea in the religion of the Vedanta is that we may reach the same goal by different paths. And these paths have generalized into 4, namely those of work, that is Karma Yoga, love, Bhakti Yoga, psychology, Raja Yoga, and knowledge, Jnana Yoga. Now, of course, here, before going into the subject, I would like to bring the history from the Indian philosophical context. When we are speaking of harmony of yogas, is it unique to Swami Vivekananda's philosophy alone, or was there any other system established in the yoga? Now, roughly or broadly taking, we have got 4 yogas with us. One is Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion or love; Jnana Yoga, the path of discernment; Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action; Raja Yoga, the path of psychic control. Now, before the advent of Swami Vivekananda, what were the other philosophers or the leaders of Vedanta gave their view on these yogas. We shall take first from the non-dualistic point of view, that is from the Advaita school of philosophy. Shankaracharya does accept the yogas, but in their case, it is like a supportive or preparatory hierarchical system, I can say. I mean, like he accepts karma yoga, no doubt. And what is the role of karma yoga, if you ask? Shankaracharya says, Chittasya shuddhaye karma, nata vastupalabdhaye. In Viveka Chudamani, the crushed jewel of discrimination. So through karma yoga, one can attain purification of the mind, but not the ultimate goal, that is self-realization. So that is a base, so-called. Then bhakti yoga, whatever we say, he uses the word upasana yoga. So upasana yoga includes roughly Raja yoga also, probably to certain extent, not completely. So upasana yoga gives chitta ekagrata, that is purification of the mind. Apart from that, it is a concentration of the mind. Karma yoga gives the purification of the mind, and the upasana yoga gives the concentration of the mind. And you can also say emotional stability. Then Gnana Yoga, alone, through Gnana Yoga, one can get mukti or liberation or freedom. So Karma Yoga is base, like it gives a purification of the mind, and Bhakti Yoga gives the concentration, it brings the concentration of the mind. So both will equip oneself fit to practice Gnana Yoga. Through Gnana Yoga, one gets liberation. So the other two yogas are not contradictory, no doubt. They are complementary according to the Shankaracharya. So it is sort of hierarchical system. And when coming to Vishishtadvaita, qualified monism, that is given by Ramanujacharya, say around 3 centuries after Shankaracharya, after the advent of Shankaracharya, after 3 centuries, Ramanujacharya came. And more or less after a century, Madhvacharya came, who gave a dualism, that is Dvaita. Both of them belong to Bhakti schools of Vedanta. They also accept through Karma Yoga, the path of selfless action, one can get purification of the mind. Okay, fine. Here they also go along with the Shankaracharya here. Then Shankaracharya next was Bhakti Yoga. Then for Ramanuja and Madhva, for them it was Bhakti Yoga. Sorry, Gnana Yoga. Through Gnana Yoga, one gets not ekagrata exactly, or stability of the mind, you can say, rather you will be fit to practice bhakti. And through Bhakti Yoga alone, one gets liberation. That is experiencing the God or going to the abode of the Lord, Vaikunta. So for them also, it is an hierarchical system. Karma Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So Shankaracharya says through Jnana Yoga alone, you can get mukti. Other yogas are complementary and subsidiary in nature. Then Ramanuja and Madhva, they argue that through Bhakti Yoga alone, you can get mukti. You can get liberation, freedom, and other yogas are subsidiary or complementary in nature. So roughly, this is the scheme in the other schools of Vedanta before the advent of Swami Vivekananda. Now where Swami Vivekananda comes into uniqueness is, Swami Vivekananda says in the introduction to his Raja Yoga, which is very often quoted statement, it is also celebrated statement of Swami Vivekananda, we can say. One is, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divine within by controlling the nature, external or internal. Do this either by work or by worship or psychic control or philosophy. By one or more or all of this, be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary details. Now, Swami Vivekananda is telling very clearly each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divinity. that is experiencing it, and how? Through work, that is karma yoga, worship, that is bhakti yoga, psychic control, that is raja yoga, and philosophy, that is gnana yoga. And by one or more of all of this, but be free. Achieve that freedom. That is what Swami Vivekananda says. So, Swami Vivekananda is not bringing the hierarchical system unlike Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, or any other acharyas. There are a few other schools of Vedanta, but it is more or less the permutation combination of these three main schools. So I am not going to discuss other sub schools of Vedanta or other schools of Vedanta. So for all of them, one or two or three yogas are subsidiary in nature, complementary in nature. There will be one yoga which is main in nature. Through that alone, one can get mukti. Now, Swami Vivekananda is saying that all are complementary to each other, no doubt. Each yoga is capable of giving you ultimate freedom. It is not that through Gnana Yoga alone you can get freedom. It is not that through Bhakti Yoga alone you can get freedom. And it is not that through Raja Yoga alone you can get freedom or Karma Yoga alone you can get freedom. No. Each yoga is capable of getting the freedom for you. But, however, that doesn't mean that we should not practice other yogas. Others are exclusive in nature. No. Okay, I'm practicing Gnana Yoga. Fine. The Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga will be subsidiary in nature or helpful in nature. But the hierarchy system is not there. They're complementary to each other. That's where Swami Vivekananda's concept of harmony comes into picture, and it's quite interesting. Then you may say, oh, they also said the same thing. Other yogas are complementary to each other, subsidiary in nature, and one is important. Yes, but Swami Vivekananda never said one yoga is important, others are subsidiary to them. No. Others are mutually helpful, he said only. And why I am making this statement particularly is because the four yogas are available, no doubt, but based on our nature, based on our mind and nature, external nature, one yoga will be more suitable to us. Initial days, generally, most of us, as being spiritual aspirants, we don't understand this. Whether Karma Yoga is more suitable to me, Jnana Yoga is suitable to me, Bhakti Yoga is suitable to me, or Raja Yoga is suitable to me, we don't understand. Then what to do? As much as possible, four yogas also, predominantly, we should try to practice as much as possible. After some amount time when we spend in spiritual exercises, when we go forward, when we get advanced in our spiritual lives, we do understand which yoga will be more suitable or which can be made predominant according to my nature. So that we should make it predominant and other yogas should be subsidiary or helpful or complementary. If we cannot know, then we may have to take the help of gurus or the teachers. Why? Because if you are very active person, very dynamic in personality and very active, and you want to do more and more work, or you're a bit restless also. I mean, every one of us, we are restless, but we are more outwardly and probably we want to do more service, philanthropic mindedness, service mindedness, etc. If we have got predominantly, then Karma Yoga is suitable to such people. Someone is more very emotional, and who cares a lot with about personalities and interpersonal relationships, such mindset people, for them generally bhakti yoga will be more suitable. Then someone is very quiet, not, I don't say passive, rather they like seclusion and they like solitude, they like a meditation, they are meditative, contemplative with nature. If such natured people, probably for them, the path of meditation or the Raja Yoga will be more suitable. Then I'm very rational. I like ideas, thoughts, reading, thinking, contemplating, reflective thinking, discernment, all these things, if someone likes according to his or her nature, for such people, Gnana Yoga will be more suitable. So that yoga, Jnana Yoga, for example, should be predominant. Other yogas also should be practiced. Then the spiritual progress, spiritual practices will be much quicker. Now, Harmony of yogas doesn't mean that all yogas, all paths must be practiced simultaneously. No, that is not possible, which we can understand commonsensically. And all yogas do not give the same immediate results. From the ultimate results point of view, from the ultimate goal which we are going to attain, from that it is same. But when we take the paths, all look different. The path of action, selfless action, the path of devotion looks different from the path point of view, from the journey point of view. But when both of them go and reach the ultimate destination, then both will go and reach the same destiny, according to the Swami Vivekananda, according to Swami Vivekananda and his master Sri Ramakrishna. So that's the reason all yogas are, but from the ultimate goal point of view, it is same, but from the paths, it is not so. So, harmony means all yogas are equally valid paths to the same ultimate goal, which is independent and direct. Each yoga can take you to the mukti or the ultimate freedom, be it Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga or Raja Yoga. But no faculty of being should be neglected. Instead, it should be taken care well. And that's how the harmony of yogas comes into picture and its importance. Now, now, after giving this introduction and this background from philosophical point of view and from spiritual point of view, now I'll be taking next half an hour from the psychological point of view, treating the concept harmony of yogas from the psychological point of view. Now, there are different philosophies and different types of analysis. So one type of analysis is human being is made up of three powers. What are those powers? Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. That's how the Lalita, in the Lalita Sahasranama, where there's 1,000 names of the Divine Mother, there she is Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Sarupini. She is of the nature of these three Shaktis, we say. So human personality is made up of these three powers, according to a philosophy. So what is the Icha Shakti? If you ask, it is power of will or desire, volition, you can say. Then Jnana Shakti, power of thought, knowledge, or cognition, basically. Then Kriya Shakti. Kriya Shakti is nothing but power of action, execution, you can say. Okay. Now, Icha Shakti, when you say in that Icha, Shakti means power, Icha means what? Generally, Icha means it is a Sanskrit word. It is not generally, it is a wish or desire. It is not just mere wish or desire. It also includes wish and desires. It also include intention, intentions, motivations, and volition, willpower. So it also includes volition or willpower. Now, in the Icha Shakti, if you see how it manifests in our life, oh, I want chocolate. Children generally they desire chocolates. Of course, even grown-up people also they like. Our children like dolls basically. They desire for dolls. So the power of desire is what? Icha Shakti. I may desire for opposite sex, or I may desire for name and fame, power, position, goodness. I want to be a celebrity. So this desire, we have got so many desires. Some of us might have got few desires. Some of us got many desires, and maybe one or two desires will be very strong. And this power of desire is making us to work and struggle to get it and whatever. So this power of desire is called Icha Shakti. I want this, I want that, etc. I desire to have this, I desire to have that. All this comes under Icha Shakti. Okay. Now, Jnana Shakti. Now, Jnana Shakti includes, as already told, power of thought, reflective thinking, understanding the things, understanding the own self, discernment, awareness, cognition, cognitive faculty. All these things comes under Jnana Shakti. Then Kriya Shakti is power of action. I desire to become a mathematician. I have got some knowledge about mathematics, but I have to work, and then only I can be one of the best mathematician or the famous mathematician. or I want to invent something. I want to bring new theorem, new theory in the mathematics. If I desire, then I have to put into action. My desire should be put into action with the help of knowledge. So the power of action, the desire converting into fact, how? When we put into action. That power of action is called Kriya Shakti. So it is basically expressing our desire in the form of action. Manifesting our desire, goals in the form of achievements is what? Kriya Shakti. And it also includes skills developing and all. Okay. Now, Icha means it decides, desires. Gnana, it clarifies about thing, about things, or it gives a clarity basically, and Kriya Shakti will express us. Okay. So, desire, understanding, and action. Icha, Gnana, Kriya. Desire, understanding, and action. Okay. So this is a power, just this is a power. Now, how Icha Shakti can be converted into fruitful thing with the help of Bhakti Yoga, let us see one by one. So again, in Indian philosophical context, these three powers, Icha Shakti, Gnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti, they are not mere faculties of the human personality. Rather, they are the forces which can be refined and which can be manifested through yogas, which brings the complete personality and which helps a person to reach their goals, either mundane goal or the ultimate goal. Okay. Now, icha shakti can be converted into icha can be converted into love. Desires can be converted into devotion. I will give a simple, very basic example. For example, Sri Ramakrishna told this to his one of his disciple called Girish Chandra Ghosh. He used to drink a lot. He was a drunkard. I mean, as he himself says, I used to drink so much. If I keep the bottles one above the other, it surpasses the Mount Everest. He might be exaggerating, but basically he used to drink a lot. So Sri Ramakrishna never said, "Oh, you should stop it immediately," because he knew that it is not possible for his disciple or devotee. Instead of that, what did he say? Whenever you are taking it, offer whatever you are taking it, offer to the Lord, offer to the God, and takes it as prasad, offerings. Then what happens? Slowly, the desire will be translated into devotion and you will get away from the desire. Now, I desire a chocolate. Okay. But you offer the chocolate to the God and consume the chocolate, eat the chocolate as a prasad. I desired a chocolate. I went and I purchased it, and I'm eating and I'm enjoying. My son's organ is enjoying, like a taste buds are enjoying. Fine. That's what we do it. But now the spiritual practice is okay, I've got a desire for chocolate. Eating too much is not good. I have to use, no doubt, that discrimination. Then, okay, in a limited way, in a calculated way, let me eat. Okay, bring a chocolate, offer to the Lord, and take it as a prasad. Then what happens? You are spiritualizing your every action. Slowly, the desire is converted into, sorry, your desire is converted into devotion. This is what very important. So when the desires are offered at the feet of the Lord, what happens? Your desires are purified, intentions are purified, and they are converted into love. This is the beauty of the Bhakti Yoga. So, but through the help of Bhakti Yoga, through the path of devotion, your Icha can be converted into Shakti. The power of desire can be converted into the power of love. The emotional energy, in most of our cases, it is unrefined. So through Bhakti Yoga, through the path of love, these emotions can be, instead of getting suppressed, it can be refined, it can be directed upwards, or it can be sublimated, and it brings the emotional stability. Emotional stability is most important for all of us. Earlier, IQ was important. I mean, the scientists said Now they are saying, I mean, till recently, they were saying, no, no, more than IQ, EQ is very important, emotional quotient. Why? Because we're all predominantly emotional beings. When the emotions get disturbed, no knowledge can help us to larger extent. Why? Emotions are so powerful. And when it is refined, when it is sublimated, these emotions can be great strength and which can be converted into love. So the emotions, uh, instead of being a hindrance, it can be a great energy. For that, Bhakti Yoga helps. And also, Bhakti Yoga helps us to transform from wanting to loving. I want this, I want that. That want can be converted to I want God and God alone. So all my desires, I am sublimating in the desire for or love for God. And also the interpersonal relationships also can be spiritualized. Just today in one of the class I was telling, a lady devotee, she said, Swamiji, I have got a child, daughter of 11 months. Of course, I have to give a lot of time for her to take care of her, to give bath and to feed her. And apart from that, whenever I'm working, she comes and disturbs. So a lot of time I have to give. And okay, when she's sleeping, now I'm working or I'm meditating. I want to meditate because that's the only time I get, and I'm trying to meditate. But unfortunately, my mind is going towards my daughter. What should I do? I said, spiritualize your work, spiritualize your responsibility. She asked, what does it mean? I said, okay, she's your daughter, biological daughter, no doubt. Just instead of seeing just as your biological daughter, because since she was a devotee, I told you take as she loves Holy Mother Sharda Devi. I said, you see that your daughter, your own daughter, as little Sharada. So when you are bathing, feel that you are bathing little Sharada. You are feeding, when you are feeding your daughter, no doubt your daughter and all, but you feel that you are feeding Holy Mother Sharda Devi in her child form. So when you are taking care of your daughter, feel that you are taking care of the little Sharda. So a simple mundane action can be converted into spiritual action. So here bhakti helps us. So we can also divinize our relationships, relationship with a father and mother, relationship with the children, and interpersonal relationships can be divinized. That is the beauty of the bhakti yoga. Why? Strong desires without clarity or without refinement or spiritual component brings attachment and obsession. Whereas, and also weak icha brings apathy and lack of direction. But when this desires is being colored with the bhakti yoga, then what happens? They, instead of desires, it will be converted into love. So you are divinizing every desire, you are spiritualizing every desire, you are sublimating your desires into love. As that is nothing but bhakti. The supreme love is what bhakti. So even you got a mundane desires that can be offered at the feet of Lord, and then you experience it, then it will not be a hindrance. It will not bring an attachment, or it will not bring a bondage. That is the beauty of Bhakti Yoga. So that's the reason every one of us we need Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga or Raja Yoga may be predominant in that, but Bhakti Yoga is also required. And also, for an example, I can say Ramana Maharshi. He was greatest Jnana Yogi in the present days. But he also had a lot of devotion towards the Arunachala Shiva. So because he was a hardcore Gnani, doesn't mean that he didn't have a bhakti. So everyone will have other components, but one yoga will be predominant. Okay. Now, Gnana Shakti, the power of thought, the power of knowledge. On the lighter side, people say that, there's a joke that three apples change the world. One is the forbidden apple, which we read in the Christian mythology or theology. Adam ate the forbidden apple, so he sinned. As a result, human beings have sinned, and we have to do all the things which has been told in the Bible, or we have to take surrender at the feet of Lord Jesus. The other apple is, again, the story goes like this. A Newton, once he was sitting under an apple tree. I don't know why he sat only on an apple tree. Why not below the orange tree? He sat below the apple tree and he was thinking something. He was thinking. He was reflecting on maybe a concept. Then an apple fell on his head. He started thinking, why? As a result, he invented gravitational force, which is a big change in the science. Then the other apple is Apple phone, iPhone, all these things. So three apples change the world. Now, for example, the knowledge of a fire, it brought a big change in the civilization. The knowledge of irrigation brought a big change in the civilization. So knowledge is power. We all know that. So Gnana Shakti, the power of knowledge. The power of knowledge also includes power of thoughts, power of judgment, power of decision, all these things. But in most of our cases, we waste our time with a unconscious thinking. We are unconsciously conscious actually. I am the self, which I know that, but I'm not aware all the time that I am the self. Then what I am doing? I might be working, I might be doing something, I might not be doing nothing, just sitting, and my mind is absent-minded, or my mind is brooding on something. As a result, our thoughts are going waste. So when we read good books, when we hear good talks, and when we consciously start thinking, then what happens? The power of thoughts are used, concentrated, and it is directed towards particular goal or to achieve something or to get a clarity on something. That's what the scientists they do. They take a problem, they take a concept, and they keep on thinking, and experimenting, whatever it may be. They are thinking on a particular problem or a concept. Then what happens? In a year or 5 or 10 years or 20 years, they will discover. Why? So they were thinking on a particular concept or an idea or a problem. So after so much of mental gymnastics, intellectual gymnastics, they were able to discover, invent. So this is what the power of thought is. And thought has got such a power. And many times we are not careful. As a result, a lot of energy is getting wasted. When the thoughts are disturbed, our mind is disturbed, we cannot concentrate, we cannot work, we cannot be at peace, all these things. Now, Gnana Yoga tells Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Careful hearing, then reflecting, then contemplating. So when you are hearing good things, when you are contemplating on good things, when you are doing reflections on good ideas, on good concepts, on the noble ideas, what happens? Right thinking, as Buddha says in his Ashtanga Marga. And because of right thinking, right living comes, right work comes, right living, right action comes, then good results will come, success also will come. So this Gnana Shakti is very, very important. And also includes insights into impermanence, insights into questioning the appearances. Whatever it appears for us, we think that is real. But Gnana Yoga makes you to think, Gnana Yoga makes you to question, this appearance is real. I'm seeing the wall in a particular fashion. Is it real? Is this appearance is real or decisive? Or it is cheating me? That's what Vedanta says. Your sense organs are giving knowledge. 5 sense organs of knowledge is giving knowledge. That is, Gnanendriyas are giving knowledge, no doubt. But at the same time, they are also giving the distorted knowledge of an object. So all these things will help. Gnana Shakti will help you with the help of Gnana Yoga. So I've got an idea. We have got thoughts, we have got thinking, but all these things can be converted into Gnana Yoga. With the help of Gnana Yoga, you can convert into power. You can make use of it. Then you will travel from what to so what. I keep saying this. And then the third is, okay, my thoughts are refined, regulated, and my desires have been converted into love. But all these things, for that, we have to do a lot of action. We have to put into action, isn't it? That is what Kriya Shakti. Right activity at right time is most essential for success. Many times we know things, what to do and what not to do, but we don't do it. Why? Lack of willpower, lack of understanding, or lack of action. Action is very, very important. That's the reason Swami Vivekananda says an ounce of practice is greater than thousands of books. So mere thinking, right, when we say Kriya Shakti, mere thinking is not enough, but right action with right intentions and right understandings brings the success faster and quicker. So karma yoga expand, it helps us to expand our I consciousness. Me and mine, I and me will be there. When through karma yoga, self abnegation comes into practice. Comes into picture. When we practice that unselfishness, our pseudo ego, our small ego will be expanded into the big ego, our universal ego. That's what we can see in Swami Vivekananda's life, Ramana Maharshi's life, Jesus Christ's life, Buddha's life. They had a ego, no doubt, but they had a universal ego. We also have ego, no doubt, but it is unrefined, uncultured, and it is a limited ego, our ego with selfishness. And their ego was colored with unselfishness. When selfishness has been converted on selfishness, what happens? Our intentions become better. When the intentions become better, then the resistance will be less, and lot of power, work power, the wastage of power will be minimized. The intentions become more and more pure, the intentions become more and more evolved and more becoming universal and bigger in nature. Then the same work, whatever we were doing earlier, now we may be doing same work, but that work brings the greater results. For that we need the secret of work, which is nothing but karma yoga. So to take care of our emotional personality, emotional aspects, we need bhakti yoga. Roughly I'm speaking, of course, to take care of our cognition. To take care of volition is bhakti yoga. To take care of cognition, cognitive faculty of our mind, our thoughts, thinking, and all. Thinking should be converted to wisdom. Our knowledge should be converted to wisdom. For that, jnana yoga, and all these things should be put into practice. The will should be, or the knowledge should be put into practice. The theory should be put into practice. All for that, karma yoga is very, very essential. So from small I or unripened I, we will travel to the big I, universal I, or it is ripened I. The ripened I, the ripened ego will never bring the bondage. So they love everyone, but they don't get attached to anyone. That's what it happens when you get a universal I. So bhakti yoga refines desire, jnana clarifies truth, reality, and karma expresses the wisdom. That is the importance of harmony of yoga. Why? And I can give a simple example, probably story of Swami Kalyanananda. He is the disciple of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, during his Parivrajaka days, as an itinerant monk, when he traveled in Himalayas, he had seen many of the pilgrims and the monks, they didn't have any proper care. Nowadays itself, when you go a little interior, it is difficult. In those days, still it was worst. So they didn't have proper food and more than that, proper care, medical care. Swami Vivekananda had seen, he felt bad about it. Love, and he had a compassion, because of out of compassion he felt, but just he didn't mere express words, or he didn't make a comment. He observed all these things. He had felt, he had a fellow feeling for his brother monks, and he had feeling for the people who are living there. But at that given point of time, he was helpless. As a result, he had to keep quiet. Now, after his Parivrajaka days, we all know that he went to US in Chicago's Parliament of Religions. His address became famous. Then so many foreigners became his disciples and all. Then after 5 years of spending his time in USA and UK and few parts of Europe, traveling and spreading the Vedanta, when he came back to India, after some time, once he called one of his disciples, that is Swami Kalyanananda. Probably 100 or 200 rupees he had, or whatever the money he had, just he gave to him. And he said, Kalyan, forget Bengal, because he's from Bengal, West Bengal, the present West Bengal. Forget Bengal, go on, sir. Before that, he asked, can you do something for me? Swami Kalyan said, yes, my Gurudev, yes, my teacher, whatever you say, I can do. Whatever I say, will you do? He said, yes. If you want me to jump into water or a fire, I'm ready to do it. Please command me. Swami Vivekananda was very happy about his obedience, disciples' obedience. He said he gave 100 or 200 rupees, whatever he had, and he said, forget Bengal, go to Himalayas and serve the poor mendicants because there is no proper care. Now imagine Swami Kalyananda was not from any medical background. Then where to stay? There is no place. I mean, there is no ashram, no established monastery. He has not even studied science or whatever. I mean, medicine. So he went there and he himself stayed below the tree or in the thatched earth. Then he learned little local medicines. Then what he do? He used to go here and there, and if any monks or any pilgrims were suffering from any ailments, he used to treat them. And sometimes when things are very bad, and he used to carry them because there was no money for them, there was no workers, so he used to carry. In those days, transportation also was very less. So he used to carry. So they say the story goes like this: while carrying, he used to do shit, and the patient, or he used to do vomit and all. So everything was getting fallen on his clothes and body. But there was no other way. 10, 20, 30 kilometers in that Himalayas, he had to travel with all that shit on his body. Is to bring to that his hermit, and is to make him sleep and nurse him, clean his all the wounds and any other things are there, then try to feed them and give them medicines. When the mendicants and the pilgrims became all right, they used to send with doing pranam, paying their respects. So I've done a lot of seva. So you are supposed to come and pay respects to me. That's what we think. But after doing that, the God has come in your form. So my respects to you. So God has given a chance for me to serve Him through you. So that's what his. So, so whole day he used to meditate. I mean, he used to work like this. And night he used to go and meditate for hours together. So he had so much love. He was a meditative in his temperament, and also from morning to evening he used to serve. So he's one of the one of the monk whom we can probably quote now as who practiced harmony of yogas. So by practicing service, he developed unselfishness. And by meditating, through concentration and meditation and all, he could uplift his mind, he could sublimate his desires, and through bhakti also. So he had practiced karma yoga, he had practiced bhakti yoga, and he had practiced Raja yoga. Of course, Dhyana yoga is also there because when he was serving the patients, he didn't treat them as patients, rather he was treating them, the God, as a veritable manifestation of God. As a living God, he served them. As a result, he was a Paramahamsa, means he was realized person. He experienced that I am that self, and the self exists in everyone, in everything, and in everybody. So while serving them, he felt that he is serving the living Shiva, not a person, not a patient, not a pilgrim, not a monk. That's all true from the outer level or surface level. But inside, he is living God. The Shiva is in this form has come, living Shiva, living God. He is to see. So Swami Kalyanji can be taken as one of the finest example for this harmony of yogas. So because of that, he was able to reach the ultimate goal, and he was a Brahmagnani or Paramahamsa. And also karma yoga is one more interesting is I always feel that if you practice karma yoga really, you will become a contributor personality. Instead of demanding, we will try to contribute. That's where karma yoga enables us. So bhakti yoga brings the emotional maturity, jnana yoga brings the intellectual maturity, and karma yoga will help us to become a contributor personality, either in the mundane life or in the. You may be normal person, or you may be a mundane person, a mentalistic person or spiritual person, but you can be a contributor personality wherever you are. That is the beauty of the karma yoga. So bhakti yoga brings the path of love, which is channelizing the emotions towards the supreme self or the God, and spiritualizing the interpersonal relationships. It helps emotional stability, emotional purification comes, and love for love's sake. That's what we can say again in Naren's life. Swami Vivekananda's pre-monastic name is Narendranath Datta. When Naren used to come to Sri Ramakrishna after maybe an year or two, Once Sri Ramakrishna used to love Naren, we all know that. When Naren came, Sri Ramakrishna stopped talking, or rather, he himself turned towards the wall. Till before coming Naren, Sri Ramakrishna was discussing, he was giving a small talk, or he was discussing on maybe spirituality and religion with his disciples and devotees. But as soon as Swami Vivekananda, as a Naren came, he stopped, and not only that, he turned his face towards the wall. Everyone started feeling strange, because Sri Ramakrishna used to love his disciple Naren like anything. His love was for Naren. And today, all of a sudden, he has withdrawn. And not only that, it repeated few times. But Naren used to come, sit for some time, and his guru is not talking with him, but still he went out and used to come back again after some time. It repeated few days, few times. Then one day, Sri Ramakrishna asked, Are Naren, I'm not talking with you. Probably it can be taken as an insult. So I'm not talking with you, and I'm behaving strangely and all. Why are you coming? Naren says, I love you, sir, so I come. So love for love's sake. Because I love you, you should respect me. Because I love you, you should hear to me. Because I love you, you should give importance to me. No, I love for love's sake. I love you, so I come here. Whether you will talk with me or you don't talk with me. Whether you are happy with me or you neglect me. Whether you give importance or you give least consideration, I don't bother. Why? Because I love you. Love for love's sake. That is the one of the finest ideal which we can see in the Bhakti Yoga. And the Gnana Yoga, path of knowledge, discernment between eternal and ephemeral, which helps us to get detached from the worldly things, or from the world, or from things, and from people, and etc. It trains the mind to question the appearances. It trains the mind to, cogitate, to contemplate what is right, what is wrong, and what is eternal, what is ephemeral, what is real, what is unreal, all these things. And it also helps us to inquire into one's own true nature. This body and mind is not the true. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the thought. I am not the emotion. What is that? I am that eternal, indestructible self. I am the witness. Because of that presence, everything is active, everything is going on. And I am the source of strength, I'm the source of light. And because of me, means that is the self, everything is happening here. Everything is doing their work. That's what we see in the Upanishads. And understanding this absolute truth, which is so beautiful, which is so powerful, and which is the source of bliss and awareness, existence, and etc. So this how when the harmony of yogas are practiced, this will help. And Raj Yoga, we can say path of meditation. It helps to control our mind and sense organs. It also gives it enlivens us, or it enables us to practice ethics and morality. It helps us to control our senses and mind, and also it will help us to stabilize our mind. When mind is stabilized, it is very easy to achieve anything and everything. That's how the Raja Yoga will also help. That's the reason we need all these yogas. We have to practice. Not same time, all the yogas can be practiced. It is not 25% each. No, nothing of that sort. These yogas can be practiced. After some time, we will understand, based on our nature, one yoga will become predominant for us. Based on our nature or interest, one yoga will become predominant and other yogas will be complementary to each other. So when you say harmony, means what? All are complementary to each other. And not only that, each yoga is capable of taking an aspirant to the ultimate goal. From this angle, Swami Vivekananda has spoken of harmony of yogas. I mean, the religion is the manifestation of the divinity which is already in man. Do this either by work or love or by psychic control or by knowledge. Do this either by one or two or all of this. This is the whole of religion. That's what when Swami Vivekananda means. So may Swami Vivekananda bless all of us so that we shall understand our real nature, we shall experience it, and we shall be happy at all given point of times. The 10th of January is being Swami Vivekananda's Jayanti. I have taken this subject. So we shall try to think, we shall try to understand this, and we shall try to put into practice. May Swami Vivekananda helps us and guide us in this path. On 10th of January, we are having Swami Vivekananda's birthday celebrations from 10:30 to 12:30, 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. All of you are welcome to join us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.